This is Tuesday evening, 2nd day of June 2026. There was a resolution submitted by Congressman James. It was dated on April 9, 2026, highlighting the growing concerns about the treatment of Mnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, who remains in custody following his controversial transfer from Kenya to Nigeria in June 2021 and was later convicted and imprisoned in November 2025. All right, let's talk about why the United States Rep, led by a resolution of Rep James, want to mount a diplomatic pressure on Nigeria to releasing Mnamdi Kanu. As I said, this is just a diplomatic pressure, nothing more, nothing else. And they have a key evidence or a key reason why they are mounting a diplomatic pressure. And that is what I want to explain to you in this video. Now, if you remember in the year 2021, after the Nigerian government did what they did by kidnapping Mnamdi Kanu from Kenya, bringing him into Nigeria, remember that a United Nations Committee on Arbitrary Detention, they had a sitting. They declared what they did to Mnamdi Kanu illegal. It was everywhere. Remember what James Omotosho said, that international law or international United Nations law cannot supersede Nigerian constitution. So that is why he did not even look towards that angle to judging Mnamdi Kanu case. Whether the United Nations said Nigeria is wrong by detaining him, it does not concern them. So they are not bound to obeying a law that they have signature on. But little do they know that that is also a key factor where the United States of America Rep James will come in to advocate for the release of Mnamdi Kanu. All right. As you can see, the topic of this newspaper, U.S. House of Reps introduces a resolution citing human rights concern in Mnamdi Kanu case. Let us understand the details. I'm going to explain this article paragraph by paragraph for you to understand the details of the resolution by this rep man. It reads that the United States House of Representatives has introduced a resolution calling on the government of Nigeria to ensure that all legal proceedings involving Mnamdi Kanu are conducted in line with Nigerian constitution, obligations, and international human rights commitments. So this is going to be something that is going to hit the Nigerian government, especially this time that election is coming. You know, Nigerian politicians, they fear anything about election because they don't want to lose power. So anything that has to do with diplomatic pressure, they don't always like to, fight it, because it will go a long way sabotaging their rigging and everything. You know, when you are a thief, you always do something to please the police so that they will not come and arrest you. That is what majority of these people are doing. All right. Let us also understand one thing before I move forward. You see, Nigerian newspapers, every now and then, they were calling Mnamdi Kanu a terrorist because they said IPOB is proscribed. Like, they find joy in doing all these things. How many newspapers have you seen calling the Fulani militia terrorists? How many newspapers in Nigeria have you seen calling all these people, killing, beheading people, terrorists? How many newspapers? I'm asking you, because you were brainwashed to be thinking that, oh, what Mnamdi Kanu was doing, he want to divide Nigeria. Anybody that want to divide Nigeria, the person is a bad person, because you were psycho-conditioned to believe that. Unfortunately, here we are. Everything now is against us. Look at the people killing you every day. Every state in Nigeria is under siege. Every state in Nigeria is under siege. And no newspaper is calling these people out. No newspaper is calling them terrorists. No newspaper is calling them terrorists. But every now and then, Vanguard News, Channels Television, Guardian, The Nation, TVC News, they found joy, Daily Trust, in calling IPOB proscribed, calling Mnamdi Kanu terrorist. If Mnamdi Kanu is a terrorist, US will not be advocating for him. Or the whole international body, there is no place they have declared that, oh, IPOB is a terrorist organization. Because the world knows the people who are the terrorists. The world knows who are the terrorists. The world understands the reason why they are persecuting Mnamdi Kanu. It is just because of you. You don't know that anyone that challenges powers that be, anyone that challenges terror sponsors, they will take him out of the way. That is just the clear definition of what transpired. Now, let us continue. The resolution submitted by Rep James and dated April 9, 2026 highlights growing concern about the treatment of Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, who remained in custody following his controversial transfer from Kenya to Nigeria in June 2021, and was later convicted and imprisoned in November 2025. On November 20, 2025, a federal high court in Abuja, presided over by Justice James Omotosho, found Mnamdi Kanu guilty on terrorism-related charges, including inciting violence and unlawful broadcasts. The judge sentenced Kanu to life imprisonment for count 1, 4, 5, and 6, opting against the death penalty, which is currently frowned upon globally. He also received concurrent 20-year and 5-year sentence for other counts. Whereas, concerns have been raised regarding the circumstances of Mnamdi Kanu's apprehension in Nairobi, Kenya in June 2021 and his subsequent transfer to Nigeria, the resolution states, noting that legal observers and international bodies have questioned whether the transfer comply with international law. The document cites findings of the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention, which is July 2022, concluded that Mnamdi Kanu detention violated international human rights obligation. If he is a terrorist, United Nations Working Group will not come out to make the statement. So the world knows the people who are the terrorists. You understand? Now, let us see what we go with this. As I said before, this is nothing but just a diplomatic pressure. Yeah, this is a diplomatic pressure. And I believe that Nigerian government will bow down to this pressure. Yes, Nigerian government will bow down to this pressure. And, you know, Nigeria ruling APC, they can do everything for politics. This time around, they are looking for who to vote for them. They might say, oh, let us release Mnamdi Kanu. Maybe his people will use because of that to vote for us. Unfortunately, the time that maybe you are supposed to do it, people will say, yes, you release it by yourself. I think the time has passed. But let's see what this diplomatic pressure is going to, what is going to yield. Now, out of the issue of Mnamdi Kanu, but in relation to this case, the terrorists who are called bandits, in the opposite of Mnamdi Kanu, they were imported by this government. You know why I said in the opposite of Mnamdi Kanu? If Nigerian Secret Service, DSS, police, army, they are going to visit terrorists every day in the bush, they will follow Gumi. It's Gumi that confesses that they follow him to go and see the terrorists. That is to say, these people knows who are the terrorists, number one. Secondly, if they say that Mnamdi Kanu is a terrorist, and they are now rehabilitating the terrorists, but they sentence him to prison, is just an opposite to tell you that he is not a terrorist. We know the terrorists in this country. We know the terrorists who are in Aso Rock, according to, Kunde Ondawumi. We know the governors who are terrorists. We know the terrorists who are in the Senate. We have proofs of everything that they are doing. So the government, they themselves are in trouble because the government is the government of terrorists. The evidence is everywhere. People who are sponsoring terrorism are in the government. They are paying terrorists. The people they are even paying confess it. The victims who stay with them confesses it. Nasser Rufai, who is part of Tinubu Kaba, who has been working with APC since, he knows that they are paying terrorists. He came to tell the whole world that Tinubu is paying terrorists. That does not exonerate him that he is also a good man, that he himself was not paying terrorists. No, that is not exempting him. But you know, when I am a thief, you are a thief. We know ourselves, so I can tell people what you are doing. That is the case of Rufai and Tinubu. Rufai coming out to expose Tinubu. In trying to remove Jonathan, they imported stateless people, Fulani militia, from all over the world. This is what I wanted US to raise since. This is what I wanted the world to raise. Because this is the only reason why terrorism flourishes in Nigeria, why they are paying and doing all sorts of things. Who is going to challenge them? That is the only reason why Mnamdi Kanu stood up. Mnamdi Kanu said, I can't watch these politicians importing terrorists to rape our mothers, kill our children, do this, do this. I am going to defend my land. I am going to defend my ancestral land. I am going to defend the land of my father. That is his only crime. He started broadcast, educating people, trying to make sure that people wake up from their slumber, emancipating people, and they see that this man is a problem. We cannot completely capture Nigeria if this man is free. Never can we capture Nigeria if Mnamdi Kanu is free. And a lot of people don't know that if Mnamdi Kanu is not in detention, that Fulani terrorists will not on this stage in Nigeria today. It's a promise. You don't know. If Mnamdi Kanu is not in detention, Fulani terrorists will never capture Nigeria. As I speak to you, every state, including my state, Delta State, is under siege. Everywhere, these people are killing. But when Mnamdi Kanu was challenging them, equipping people mentally, people of Benue, he was equipping them mentally. Then he formed a vigilante group called ESN because there was nothing like security outfit defending our land. Military and police, they were colluding with the terrorists. The evidence of collusion of the military and the terrorists is everywhere. I still have it. They were colluding. You know, when T.Y. Danjuma said they connived. People fail to understand that. When Kunda Wumi, head of military intelligence agency, now retired, said they are the terrorists, they are in the government. People fail to understand. But that is the real thing I am telling you today. That if Mnamdi Kanu is not in detention, Fulani militia will never capture Nigeria. People will not understand it. People will say, no, Mnamdi Kanu was the one that was arming boys. They destabilized the Southeast. Shut up. What did you know? What do you know? Do you have the proof how the Southeastern governors, how they arm their boys answering ESM? These are the boys that even though military captured them, military will say, we have captured these people. Tomorrow, these people will leave. Who is releasing them? These people have also confirmed that governors approach them. Governors buy a book for them. Governors do all sorts of things for them. There is no insurgency, insecurity that can last in a country for 1 year, 6 months, 1 month if the government is not involved. Don't let anybody to deceive you that there is somebody hidden sponsoring insecurity. I read the story of Fanini. It was police and people in government that was helping Fanini to terrorize the old men there. But when the president asks the police inspector, where is Fanini? Get him or you will get you fired. They produce Fanini now. They produce him. So when we are talking about all this, we know what we are talking about. We know what we are talking about. If Mnamdi Kanu is not in detention, Fulani militia will never capture Nigeria. The man was like a bone, just telling you what is going to happen, exposing so many things. And he was hated for that. He was hated for that. Now, the question is this. If the United States House of Rep receiving this submission, putting diplomatic pressure on Nigeria, if they succeeded in releasing Mnamdi Kanu, there are a lot of truths that is going to be unfolded. A lot of truths will be unfolded. People in the government, they are the one who are sponsoring insecurity, not individuals. I was watching these terrorists. There was a place they were doing peace deal. They came, they said, listen, I swear in the name of Allah, I don't know AK-47. I have never seen guns before. It was the government that came to give us gun. The government gave us gun. They asked us to terrorize. They asked us communities to terrorize. Like, why is it that Nigerians don't process all these videos? You just see video, a raw video, you just see it. ISWAP will come, they will say, ISIS will come, they will say, Taraba, convert to Islam or you will kill all of you. Everybody is holding their hand, hoping that, 2027 is going to come and they are going to change anything. Like you hope that Buhari should leave. And Tinubu now enter office, Tinubu became worse. Now, this is my last submission I'm going to tell you, and it's not about Mnamdi Kanu now. It's about your hope for 2027. The reason why I will never oppose anyone doing an election, even me myself, I will tell you the truth. If I want to participate in an election, I can go and participate, but I will tell you the truth. Nobody will win an election that will change Nigeria. If Tinubu win the election, there will be chaos, there will be anarchy, because the terrorists will be on rampage. Everybody will be angry because they will say they did not vote for him and he won. Then, if another person like Peter B win the election, Peter B is not a terror sympathizer, it's not a terror sponsor. Peter B is a good man. But you see people in government today, they control the terrorists in Nigeria. They are going to use the terrorists to destabilize Nigeria in 3 months once Peter B entered there. There are some things that are supposed to be left unsaid. They will destabilize. See, in 2014, few months to election of 2015, Osinbajo came to national television. He said, Goodluck Jonathan win election, we create parallel government. Do you know the meaning of parallel government? Meaning they are going to have different government in Nigeria. Other than Jonathan, they will divide Nigeria. That was what APC was telling you. We are going to create a parallel government. Then Buhari said, if I lose this election, the streets will soak with blood. The street, the monkey and babu will be soaking blood. Like, he was telling you that if I lose this election, we will massacre everybody in Nigeria. Then his vice said, we'll create a parallel government in Nigeria. I'm telling you, they will do it. They will do it. So, you people should wise up. Wise up now. That is why I am saying that, you see, this pseudo nation is not, it's not sustainable. Keep on believing what you are believing. You are not in obligation to believe what I'm saying, but may God keep you alive to remember what I'm telling you now. They are going to destabilize Nigeria. These people don't love Nigeria. They have the intention. There is an interest to turn Nigeria into an Islamic Sharia state, a terror stronghold. People in the intelligence circle knows this. So, I'm just saying this because a lot of people may say they are disappointed. Go and do your elections, do your campaigns. If I want to campaign for anyone, if I want to vote for anyone, I will do But you know why I won't shake? Because I already know either this or this the outcome. Yeah, it's catastrophic. Because the country is not sustainable. The country is not one. The country is not supposed to be one. The country has no business of being one. But here we are. See you in my next video.